Gupta, Jen. Welcome to Zee Business and welcome to the Big Idea. आज हमारे साथ एक खास मेहमान, काफी unusual, काफी intriguing and fascinating है इसकी journey. He is one of Northern India's prominent Banya families. He has been a global entrepreneur, super successful in America as well as now in India. Lekin what sets him apart, in the 200 to 300 people we have interviewed for The Big Idea, he is our first ever entrepreneur slash social activist. So आइए चलिए, let's catch up with Zee Gupta of Nirvana being.
Fuck all y'all.
Zee Gupta, great to have you on The Big Idea. Thank you for taking time out क्योंकि आपकी life काफी busy है. Between being the entrepreneur of Nirvana being to being an activist, your journey has been very exciting.
It has.
कैसे unfold हो गया activist?
Firstly, thank you for having me on the show, Diva.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, it's interesting because I had never planned to be an activist. Life's journey kind of brought me here. So there was an incident which kind of led to an awakening, a consciousness, and once I was conscious, it was very hard to ignore.
Your eureka moment, would you say?
Yes, I mean absolutely. I was I was actually training for a marathon in Delhi in 2013, and I felt terribly ill. I had respiratory issues for the first time in my life, and it didn't stop there. I developed a patch in my lungs, lost lung function by about 45%. And those 11 months I was, the entire time I was thinking the problem is internal. And 11 months into, just drugging myself for lack of any other solution.
Alternative, exactly.
It was all histamines, steroids, antibiotics, nebulizations.
So ये आपका awakening था literally.
Yeah, then I met a lady who was wearing a mask and relatively good surroundings. We were on a camping trip, so we weren't even in Delhi. And I was intrigued enough to question her as to why she was wearing a mask in nice surroundings. And she went on to tell me about her symptoms and how she suffers from the effects of air pollution. And I was like, wow, okay, air pollution. I never thought of that. And I was intrigued enough to go home and research air pollution, and I found things, and I found the effects of air pollution, and it was like
scary, right?
Finding a cure for cancer, because I found out that my problem was external.
That's scary.
Yeah, no, it's very scary.
When you're likening it to cancer, इसमें से काफी घबराहट की चीज है.
No, I mean the carcinogens. So people always tell me that we will become immune to this. And these are not allergens in the air, these are toxins as a result of combustion. And these toxins are directly related to lung cancer.
Correct.
So this is
there's no fooling around. I mean,
there's no fooling around, and what's
Yeah.
tricky about air pollution is that you can't see it. Even if you can smell it, it's very short term because our nasal, we just desensitize very quickly.
Correct.
And so it creeps up on us, and we have a false sense of comfort. Even where we're walking right now, I mean, we feel these are great surroundings.
Oh yeah. We feel it's fresh and pure and nature at its most creative and beautiful.
You're sniffling. I'm also, my passages are completely swollen.
Blocked, exactly.
Yeah, and if I have my mask off for an hour and a half, I mean I start wheezing. I mean it just happens like it just creeps up on me like that. So these are we are in a crisis, and what happens in Delhi and India is we're extremely passive,
Right.
and people are not aware.
So Jay, I'm understanding that this is how you became an activist. But हम थोड़ा से पीछे जाएंगे. Nirvana being, share with us the whole dream, the vision of Nirvana being.
Sure. Well, there was no foresight there. Firstly, I don't want to take credit for having any foresight because it wasn't that. It was actually my own ill health that had me looking for solutions to protect my
Protect yourself.
protect myself and my family.
Correct.
So and I went after it with a vengeance because I had suffered immensely. And not only had I suffered, just in terms medically, but it was a lifestyle issue. I'm an addict. I'm addicted to running. I hadn't run in 11 months, which affects, your emotions, your mental psyche.
You're a huge sportsman.
I have to get those toxins out of my body by running or doing something active every day. So this was a huge lifestyle issue for me.
And Nirvana being so, how did it come about?
So, it's interesting. I kept on looking for credible products to protect myself. As and when I found them, I had friends and family who saw me, adopting these products and were like, we want them as well. So at the same time, Vogue Mask from the US. So Vogue Mask is the product that actually brought me back from the, from my 40% lung function.
Correct. Oh, you give Vogue Mask.
Absolutely. I mean, in 3 to 4 weeks, it brought me back. I mean,
That's all?
Oh yeah, it was like magic. It was amazing. And this was right before the Delhi election. So I started, blogging and posting about this on Facebook as well.
Unbelievable. So that time you hadn't really thought about getting into the business of...
I hadn't thought about anything. I mean, it was just,
except
I was aware. I wanted to
Yeah.
protect myself. And I wanted to, share with anybody and everybody who would listen that we have a serious air pollution crisis in our country. And this was right before the Delhi election.
So Jay, share with us, Jaise Nirvana being unfold hua, how did it just all come together? This unique business, impactful business, important business.
So, what I was doing consistently is finding solutions to protect me and my family. What happened externally is, apart from me just doing these posts and blogs, there was a New York Times correspondent here in Delhi, Gardner Harris, who wrote a couple of pieces that, sent vibrations across the world about air pollution in Delhi. And then just behind that, WHO came out with their survey, the World Health Organization, and they said that out of 1,600 cities surveyed, Delhi was the worst in terms of air quality, and 13 of the 20 worst cities in terms of air quality in the world were in India. Now, I challenged that and I said, 20 out of 20 are in India, the other 7 just haven't been surveyed. So suddenly this whole segment opened up and people woke up to air pollution.
It was like a burst of awareness.
And it was like, okay, we can't trust our food, we can't trust our water, and now we've run out of clean air as well. So suddenly there was this huge, big segment, a big opportunity that opened up.
So right time, right place, right
time.
moment.
That's
oh
right.
my
That's
God.
Right. Yeah.
So you actually say, you were honest enough to say that आपके लिए काफी easy था.
It was because it wasn't.
Amazing.
It was sometimes you have this foresight and you preempt a problem and you just wait and you twiddle your thumbs for years to come for the opportunity to actually for the right time to happen. But in my case, my body led me to the right time because my body was like, okay, something's wrong, and my body went into out of balance. And
so you needed to find solutions.
Right.
So how does Nirvana being impact and benefit the consumers all around?
We have created a portfolio of products that will control your microenvironment. So we spend 22, on average, we spend 22 hours of our time indoors. It can be in your home, it can be in your office, it can be in your car, and we've got products, filtration products, air purifiers, through the central HVAC system or independent portable systems to filter the air in your microenvironment.
So A to Z आपके products हैं.
A to Z हमारे पास products हैं, and then once you're outside, outdoors, we have masks as well to protect you when you're exposed.
जब आप आए थे आप मास्क पहने थे हमको
absolutely
हमारे साथ share कीजिए.
This is my lifeline. This is Vogue Mask.
So this is that famous Vogue mask, the N99.
That's correct. It's got a N99 filter. And it's got a carbon filter.
And what does that mean for a layman? Sorry.
So the N99 filter filters all the nanoparticles in the air that are as a result of combustion that cause lung cancer. And the carbon filter filters all chemicals and gases and odors. We have a lot of nitrogen dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide.
Do we even want to process so much information? I don't know.
But there's a whole cocktail of that stuff.
Correct. A cocktail actually.
But outside this mask, I'm in Delhi. Inside the mask, I'm transported to Switzerland. Really, it's that beneficial. So when I'm talking to you, I'm shallow breathing. The moment I'm
Okay.
inside the mask, I take a deep breath. I mean, I've just gotten accustomed to that.
So it's not only that beneficial, it's almost that omni-important.
Absolutely,
My
absolutely.
और ये बात नहीं है कि खाली आपके health issues है और lung issues है कि पहनना चाहिए ये mask. You should be wearing it regardless, is what you're saying.
In Delhi today, we are stuck in a gas chamber. I know there's been a lot of conversations about paddy burning and Diwali. You know, these are blips.
This is a very
We have
good
a
point I was going to ask,
360-day problem. We have, in the last 2 years, 730 days, we have had less than 7 days with WHO, where we met WHO safe levels of
The
air
norms,
quality.
the norms,
We
yeah.
met the norms.
So we can't sit and blame the farmers in Punjab or blame the children during Diwali time fire.
It's a complete systemic failure.
That
It's a
bad.
complete systemic failure.
So आपके opinion में जय, क्योंकि आप काफी authoritative हो, you back it up with intellect and knowledge. You know, we can keep on saying, you know, as concerned citizens of this country, कि government को blame करो, इसको blame करो. What are the present future preventatives and actions we can take?
Look, the action. So my immediate action once my awakening came was I needed to point my finger at someone. So I went after, you know, the central and the Delhi government.
Naturally.
Okay, it was natural. I was angry, and I was like, okay, you know, please, you know, I wanted to point a finger at anybody.
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
Totally.
and it took me 6 months to get over that and realize that I needed to point that finger at myself.
You're
Okay.
honest. You're honest.
Yeah, I mean, it took me 6 months. And now I still come across a lot of people who say, okay, you know, he needs to fix it and she needs to fix it. And I'm like, okay, you know, just turn that finger around, because I've been there.
Incredible.
I've been there.
So honest.
So you know, all of us, I've realized, you know, that the politicians will only come to the table once there is, you know, will on the part of citizens.
Okay.
Today, there is no will on the part of citizens to
There
force
still
change.
isn't, you're right.
The politicians will make the changes happen once we want it. If we want a green government, we'll bring a green government. We voted in a government that's that came in on a mandate of corruption or anti-corruption.
Correct.
We can bring in a green government.
We can.
So, you know, absolutely.
You're confident.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we want it? I'm not seeing citizens stepping out of their
Not at all.
homes. I mean, I've had a couple of events at Jantar Mantar already, which have, you know, to rally people
You
and
really
get them
have
out.
done, you've really been cohesive in getting together,
Right.
you know, different areas and pockets of people. So, आप एक काफी important point आपने raise किया कि if we do not galvanize an India movement of all of us as concerned citizens to have a green India, होने वाला तो नहीं है.
See, you know, we are very good, us Indians, of managing stuff within our boundaries. Okay,
correct.
हमारे दीवार के अंदर जो है उसको सब हम, you know, स्वच्छ रखेंगे. जो
Correct,
बाहर है,
correct.
it's not my problem.
Exactly.
Well, let me tell you, air knows no boundaries. Okay, there's no borders, there's no boundaries when it comes to air, and this is a serious problem. And air is, you know, toxic air is also a great leveler. It doesn't differentiate between the rich and the poor.
Good one.
And you know, frankly,
That's a good one.
the people who are on golf courses or on in Lodi Garden
Are facing the
are at a
same.
greater risk. Are at a
Correct.
greater
Very good
risk.
point, Chair.
Ground level ozone, which is an extremely you know, harmful pollutant, gets attracted to tree cover, even where we are right now. So the bigger homes, the farmhouses, the people are at a greater risk. So, you know, we're all in this together. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you live.
Very important.
You
what
have a
you said.
vested interest to fix this.
As much as my camera person, as much as the Mali, I mean, as much as anybody, you've said it very
Absolutely. You know, this is a leveler, and everybody has to be in this together.
आपके opinion में India or globally, what should be the preventatives and the concerns for the future?
Look, in the long term, we certainly need to get away from fossil fuels. Okay.
Yeah, this is.
I mean, you know, India is still using fossil fuels.
Right,
We have a serious problem. Just in Delhi, I'll tell you, 14% of Delhi doesn't even have access to cooking gas. They're going to find, you know, any kind of biomass. They're going to find whatever they can find to burn for fuel, for food, as well as for heat.
And
you know, it's winter time now.
And that is going to be what will be detrimental.
All of it is detrimental. We have no waste management in our cities. our waste is constantly burning. Every MCD sweeper, in Delhi is collecting, it in one corner and burning.
And burning it, exactly.
Because there's no way to get rid of it. So, the waste management is a big one. Our quality of fuel is atrocious. The fact that we have a serious mobility problem on our roads, our cars are either idling or in first gear the entire time. We produce 400% more, your emissions are more. We've always subsidized diesel, for votes. A diesel vehicle generates as much emissions as 7 petrol vehicles. So we are the only country in the world that manufactures automobiles and has no regulation on the number of kilometers or miles per gallon or liter that that the car needs to perform. The only country in the world.
I mean, can I just say one thing? I'm getting scared. I'm sinking hearing everything you're sharing with me, and it's
scary.
Actually that's
It is scary, and it is scary that there is an apathy. There is an apathy with the citizens. There is an apathy with the corporates. There is an apathy with the government. As a result of the apathy with the citizens and the corporates, the government is like, okay, and it's living in Delhi. I just feel like even if I was in the government is just moving from one public health crisis to another. It's like every week it's a new...
There is something new.
There is something
from
new.
Your chikungunya to this virus to this...
That's right. That's right. It's like before they dial into one crisis, we have another. I mean, 10 days ago it was air pollution. Now it's Mr. Modi's demonetization.
Like you say, India's on a roll.
Some are man-made and
going
some are
downhill.
So I'm not beating up Mr. Modi. I think
it was required. I guess,
yeah, it was required. But the focus
we could have many more episodes on that topic. But we'll get back to this. So like in a nutshell, do you feel, besides being concerned citizens, besides galvanizing a movement, what can a layman do?
Well, I think it's got to start with awareness.
Okay, that's okay.
You can just download a free app. We have 9 monitors in Delhi. And they're monitors all over the world. And these apps actually give you the data. I mean, you could be traveling to London and we dial into what the air quality is in your neighborhood in London or Paris or...
You're an encyclopedia of information. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's a free app. Okay. Android, iOS, whatever instrument.
So become more aware.
Become more aware.
A human.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going out for a run, or if you're sending your kid out to play tennis or soccer, you have a vested interest in knowing whether the PM, the AQI is 600 or 60.
Correct.
And I have a rule that if it's more than 250, I don't let my children out to play. It doesn't make sense. Okay?
So basically, it's just
it's just awareness. It's got to start with awareness. And each and every one of us has to reduce our own carbon footprint.
That's right.
And each and every one of us has a responsibility to be a change agent.
Wow, to be a game changer.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the only way.
Jay, that was incredible. We'll end it saying actually being a game changer and working towards making that difference in our country.
That's
to
right.
make it more of a green India, so to speak. You're incredible, you're so passionate, you're so driven, you're so focused. May you really be able to impact all of us across India and see the shift and difference that's required. We wish you all the best of luck. Thank you so much once again. Thank you. Be aware, protect yourself, reduce your carbon footprint, and be a spokesperson for the change that is required in our country. Says Gupta. We hope you have enjoyed this very, very omni-important episode on The Big Idea. Catch you next week. Main hu Niva Jain. God bless you.